All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Sometimes you just find yourself kind of hoping to, well, spark a little more interest with someone.
Yeah, exactly. You've maybe taken that first step, but you're not really seeing them, meet you halfway.
And that is precisely what we're diving into today. We're going to be looking at, concrete strategies to subtly encourage a potential partner to show a little more interest, a little more initiative.
Yeah, and all based on like solid psychology,
Yes.
right? No tricks or anything. It's all about just kind of understanding um, how that attraction thing really works.
So in this deep dive, we're going to explore 5 key psychological principles.
Okay, cool.
We're going to unpack the allure of mystery, look at how positive feelings can help build those connections, why earning attention can actually be super effective, the comfort of familiarity, and then the power of shared interest,
Mm,
to really bond with someone.
sounds good.
Think of it as like understanding the psychology of, well, how to be naturally more appealing.
Right, right. Makes sense.
So let's jump right into it with the allure of mystery. We humans, we're naturally curious creatures.
I totally.
But we don't know everything about someone right away. It draws us in.
Yeah.
It gets our minds wondering.
For sure. For sure. It's like that little bit of unknown just really engages the imagination, right?
Exactly. So for example, let's say there's Sarah.
Okay, Sarah.
She mentions she's into like competitive ballroom dancing. And she also just got back from some like exciting trip, but doesn't give too many details.
Ah, I see, I see. Keeping it a little mysterious.
What happens? Ben, the guy she's talking to, is immediately intrigued.
Of course, yeah. He wants to know more. Now he's hooked.
Exactly. So it's not about like being intentionally vague or anything.
Right, right.
It's more about just letting the information, kind of unfold naturally.
I gotcha. So there's a difference between like sparking that curiosity and just being totally unavailable.
Right. 100%. You got to find that sweet spot. That initial intrigue can be a really powerful magnet. Okay, let's move on to positive association. This is all about linking good feelings to you.
Right, right. Okay, I'm with you.
So psychologically, it's actually kind of similar to how we learn other associations. If you consistently connect yourself with enjoyable experiences, those positive emotions can start to transfer.
Like classical conditioning, right? You're basically like pairing yourself with good vibes.
Exactly. Think about how being around someone who's always happy can actually lift your own mood.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like their good mood is contagious.
So think about Mark.
All right, Mark.
On his dates with Lisa, he always suggests fun activities, a
Right.
comedy show, a hike, that kind of thing. So what happens? Lisa starts to subconsciously associate those good times with Mark.
Smart. He's making himself like part of the positive experience. I like it.
Exactly. The key here is creating those genuine positive experiences together. It's about making real memories.
Totally agree. It has to be authentic.
Now, this whole idea of earning attention, this one's interesting.
Oh, yeah. How so?
It's not about playing games or anything.
Okay.
It's more about the psychology of value.
Interesting.
So here's the thing. We tend to value things more when we've invested effort in them.
That's true.
So if you're not always instantly available, because you actually have a life,
Right.
your attention actually starts to feel more significant to the other person. And it also kind of signals a certain level of confidence.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like you're not just like sitting around waiting for them to call, You're busy living your life.
Exactly. So there's this great example of David and Chloe.
Okay, David and Chloe, what happened?
David wasn't like glued to his phone, always responding immediately to texts, and he'd suggest dates based on his actual schedule, not just whenever Chloe was free. And guess what? Chloe actually found herself more interested.
Huh. Because his time felt more like valuable.
Exactly. It goes back to that idea of scarcity. When something's not always available, it can seem more, I don't know, desirable.
Yeah, totally. Makes sense.
But again, it has to be authentic. It's about actually having a full life, not just pretending to be busy.
for sure.
Okay, let's move on to the comfort of familiarity.
All right.
Familiarity.
This is about how repeated positive exposure can actually increase attraction.
Interesting. So, like, the more you see someone, the more you might like them.
Well, it's a bit more nuanced than that. It's called the mere exposure effect.
The mere exposure effect.
Okay. Basically, the more we encounter something or someone in a positive way, the more comfortable and familiar they become.
Right, right.
And that familiarity can lead to liking. Think about it like seeing someone at your favorite coffee shop regularly. You start to feel a sense of, I don't know, comfort, maybe even connection.
Yeah, I get it. Like they become part of your routine in a good way.
Exactly. So in this example, Olivia and Ethan.
Olivia and Ethan, she made an effort to chat with him at their book club, you know, participate in their online forum, and even suggested a casual group coffee outing.
Okay, so like low-key increasing their interactions.
Exactly. It wasn't overwhelming or anything, but it gave them more opportunities for positive interaction.
Smart.
But remember, this effect, it works best with those positive or neutral interactions.
Gotcha.
Too much too soon can backfire.
Makes sense.
Okay, finally, let's talk about the power of shared interests. This one seems pretty straightforward,
Yeah, I feel like I get this one.
but it's super powerful.
Okay, tell me more.
So we are naturally drawn to people who share our passions and interests.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You have something to talk about.
Exactly. It creates that foundation for, understanding, for feeling like you're on the same page.
Right.
Take Maya and Noah.
Maya and Mil.
They both discovered they love photography. So they went on a photo walk together.
Nice.
It gave them an instant way to connect, to bond over a shared experience.
And they probably got some great photos out of it, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shared interests, they give you natural conversation starters, opportunities for shared experiences,
Yeah.
and they can even hint at those deeper shared values.
Totally.
A fantastic way to build that initial connection. So, if you're listening, the underlying theme here is really authenticity and self-respect.
Yeah, it's not about tricks or manipulation. It's about building genuine connection.
Exactly. We've explored the allure of mystery, the power of positive association, how earning attention can be more effective, the comfort of familiarity, and, of course, shared interests. 5 psychology-backed ways to subtly encourage, more interest from someone.
Love it.
And so as we wrap up, just think about how these principles might already be playing a role in your own interactions, and maybe in ways you haven't even realized.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Absolutely. Something to observe in your own life. Until our next deep dive.